Welcome in, everybody, to Baxter Street Boys. I'm your host, Cole Wilcox, joined as always by Jake and Griffin. The Dogs are 1-0. That is now, if my math is correct, it's 28 straight regular season wins. I don't know what the record is, but we're coming for it. And it feels good to say that. It feels good to have a record in the record book. The Dogs are back. Football's back. We got a lot to talk about. No need for me to sit here on the screen by myself. But before we get into it, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the video, and leave us a comment. Even if you didn't like it, tell us you hated it. That honestly helps us. So leave the comments, like it. Takes 2 seconds. Without further ado, let's roll.
This is the Dogs! It's the Sandler, baby!
Wow, he's running over people. Just stepped on their face with a hobnail boot.
The freshman just ran it back to Philadelphia. No! Goal! Your sideline, and it's intercepted. Intercepted. Keely Ringo. Touchdown, Georgia.
I know I'm asking a lot, you guys, but hunker it down one more time.
All right. Fellas. Initial thoughts, initial reactions. I don't care how you're doing. Tell me how the Dogs. What do you think with the Dogs?
I don't think it was as bad as people were making it out to be.
I don't either.
That's my initial takeaway.
On Twitter during the game, I honestly, I was live tweeting most of it because Cole was literally, at a baseball game. So
yeah, doubleheader.
I was trying to stay off of Twitter as much as possible, other than just tweeting, because I was getting pissed off reading everyone. Just the world is falling. Everything is done. We suck.
So on top of the fact that UT Martin, I don't think it's they're not a bad team. They're actually pretty decently. They're well coached, decent athletes. When do we ever just go out there and wring the necks of whatever FCS team we play? Never.
I mean, come on, guys.
That was one of my big things this week. Is that was one thing that did piss me off. Though, is I bet the under on this game because I was we're not going to go out there and embarrass these guys. We never do it. And then of course that pick six absolutely ruined that. So that was a tough one. Yeah, that was a lot.
What was the over under you had? Oh, you took it live?
Yeah, it was 52 or something.
I wonder what it was before the game, because we were a 50-point favorite.
That was
probably about.
I wish they would have posted that before the game started. I didn't see
I never got it because that was one of the first things I was oh yeah, I was we're not gonna run these guys out.
Crazy for a coach team.
I just don't know why people care when we don't just absolutely just open it up and put it on these freaking terrible teams.
Well, get ready because we're going to do the exact same thing next week.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm fine with that. It's I don't know. People, nobody's sitting here sucking off Oklahoma or Ole Miss because they dropped 70 points on freaking School Blind and Deaf. I mean, nobody cares.
Griff, did you go to the game?
No.
Jake, you didn't.
I did not. Saturday. I was bad with my neck on Saturday.
But Friday. But you did follow. You did follow the guidelines that we had. You played the UGA golf course on Friday.
That is true. That is true.
For the ideal weekend, that's what you got to hit. And you did. I saw that on your story.
Yeah, I only got to play 9. Man, there were so many people there, but I had a good time.
Yeah, they all listened to the show. We told them to go play on Friday morning. They did.
That is the absolute hardest golf course on the planet, by the way.
It is. It's so hard.
It is
Bulldogs, the Bulldog tips.
I did not play the Bulldog tips.
Imagine doing that.
I played the Silvers.
That turns that course from already 6,900, 7,000 yards to 7,400 yards. Unbelievable.
The greens are outrageous, man.
That's the problem
too, and the greens are insane.
The problem is you put one you think is 15 feet from the hole, and you get up there and it rolled off the back of the green. It's so the greens are pretty freaking professional, and you got to be pretty dialed.
Dude, the second hole, oh my gosh! On 2, you got to go straight uphill to get to the green. And then if you get up there, that thing is just it's cavernous. It's just all these levels to it. Awful.
Dude, I always start off the first hole is one of the easier holes, and I always shank that drive. You're on the elevated platform. You have all that fairway to look at. You're wow,
everybody's watching.
I got a lot of room right here. And then I just smoke one, either hook it left in the trees or right in the other fairway. I don't know what the problem is. I can't ever hit the fairway on my hole.
See, I hate any hole that you have to hit over water. So that one where it's I think it's a par 5, where it pretty much goes.
I've never done good on that.
And then you have to hit it over the water to the green.
It's a skinny fairway down already, and then you have to hit it over the water to get the green. Oh, dude, that one tears me a new one.
That one sucks.
Yeah, it does. It does. So nobody went to the game out of this crew.
I think I'm gonna try to go next.
I did
week.
watch. I was annoyed while I was watching it. I wasn't gonna get on Twitter and be all pissy about it, but I was annoyed with like smaller things than that. Like, and then you just gotta like it's hard in the moment to just sit there and tell yourself like, oh, we don't have any running backs. Like, this is not what this is gonna look like, in 2 months. But it's still annoying in the moment. But that doesn't mean you gotta cry about it online.
Completely out of character for me. Completely out of character. That whole game, I was never that frustrated. Like, if I'm being completely honest, I sat there and I was like, I'm just not worried. Like, and maybe like I've got so much hope or just so much confidence in what we've done the past 2 years that like something like that just really doesn't bother me that much. But I was never really that pissed off at this game. Like, a lot of other people were.
You think that Kirby Smart and coaching staff has earned the benefit of the doubt, but listen, it all boils down to Bobo. Like, nobody liked Bobo when he was here the first time, and nobody's gonna like him again. That's just how it's gonna be. We're like, whatever small error he makes, it's not gonna it's gonna be blown up. And I don't know if y'all heard, actually Brooks asked Kirby Smart about the running the ball with no timeouts in the goal line. From what it sounded like to me, like drawing conclusions, like I think Beck may have made that call on his own because he was like, it's just a big miscommunication there. Like, if it was a miscommunication between Bobo, like that comes through Kirby's headset, and like he's like, wait, hold on, we don't have a timeout. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it sounds like to me like, hurry up, like let's go. Beck was kind of running that portion of the offense, and he called the running play there. So, that's just a first time starter doing first time starter things. It'll probably never happen again. But Bobo's going to eat it, and he's never going to throw his quarterback under the bus, obviously. But I guess, I don't really have anything else to talk about in the game, so let's just dive into it. We can start. We've kind of hit some big overview stuff, kind of fans being fans. That's what makes football great. Honestly, the only reason that like I want us to be perfect is so like I don't get chirped by like the locker room that I'm in right now. Because I'm pretty obnoxious, like just because they're obnoxious, so I'm pretty obnoxious back, and it's really easy to be obnoxious as a Georgia fan right now. Like, there's literally nothing anyone can say to me in there. Like, there's a Tennessee fan, there's a Michigan fan, there's like all the teams we've bullied the last few years. So it's really not difficult to just keep my head afloat and not get upset. So we're starting off slow. I'm getting chirped left and right. Blah blah. This is what y'all got. This is what y'all got. I'm like, yeah, your time. You'll have your turn.
Yeah, just wait till you got to get on the field with us. Like,
you'll have your turn.
No, see, that's the best part of this is like people can sit here and watch us play UT Martin all they want, but they don't get that same team when they walk out on the field versus us.
Georgia is definitely a team that plays to the level of their competition. I don't know if that's by design, but they do.
Bama fans seem to hate watch every second of our game. I didn't watch a single second of theirs.
I didn't. I do not literally say I looked at the box score and that's it.
I don't care if they beat MTSU by 20 points. I was drawing zero conclusions from that game regardless, unlike them who, somehow we suck because we scored 17 points in the first half. But like that's just all part of it. It's part of being on top, which I like. We told everybody, don't freaking shy away from the target. Just accept it and give it back to them because it's an easy spot to be in. So, fun fact though, we stayed in the Hoover, like the Hoover Mall, where we stayed at for the SEC tournament, actually, when we played Birmingham this week. And NTSU stayed there, too. So that's like, close to an hour from Tuscaloosa.
I was about to say.
I'm not really sure why they stayed that far.
I wonder if it was by choice or if that's just where they put them up.
I think it's, the main thing I got, Carson Beck missed a few throws on a lot of other overreactions on that. And then the defense looked good. Michael Williams is so good. He might be the first pick in the draft in 2 years. It's not a quarterback.
Yeah, he is who we thought he was. Let's hit on all the offensive stuff first and then kind of move in defense. We start with the top, obviously, Beck. Even early on, I thought he was pretty good. Like the first third down of the game, he hit Arian Smith right in the chest.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Arian Smith needs to be a little bit better. Like I don't like to just call people out like this, but like
we kind of targeted him a lot.
Yeah, we did. That's what I'm saying.
I wasn't really expecting that at all. But
he ran real receiver routes, which is what we've kind of been hoping he would get to that point. He ran a comeback, pass the sticks on third down. We give him a chance. He's already like complaining for a flag as the ball's coming to him.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're that burner. Like, if you want to play at the next level, prove you can be physical too. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I hope he learns from that. But anyway, Beck, I thought he played under control. Like he was never like sped up, which you would expect in a guy his age and how long he's been in college. And yeah, he missed a few throws. He missed Arian Smith in the back of the end zone, but other than that, man, I thought he made some good balls. Made some really
Also,
good throws. Boys, so.
Yeah, I mean, like, what quarter? There's not a quarterback on the planet that makes every throw. Like,
right, exactly.
Let's slow down a little bit. Other than that, I thought Vandagriff, he looked okay. He still kind of looks like he always has. Like his ball placement's always kind of been a little suspect to me. Gunnar Stockton looked confident when he came in that little bit. I think that's probably what you need to do though. If that's your situation, you're the third quarterback coming into the game, just come in and rip it. But Stockton he looked tall, like he was standing tall, like he was letting it rip.
I've always liked Gunnar, just like from a general,
Well, we've
never seen him on, but like, I don't know.
He seems to have a really good head on his shoulders just for that limited time I met him that one time. But yeah, like you said, Jake, quarterbacks, they're not going to make all the throws. So you just got to come to that conclusion. It will be nice.
Especially in college.
Yeah, it will be nice as a Georgia fan base when we have a quarterback that's universally loved. Maybe one day we'll have that. Maybe everyone will rally around Raiola and give him the benefit of the doubt for once because
that chance.
We have to completely second guess every throw that our quarterbacks. I mean, we did it with Stetson for 3 years, so like, why not just bring on Beck? It's going to happen. So
yeah,
like JT was as close as we got. I think nobody really questioned JT when he played horrible against Clemson and when he played not very good against multiple teams like Cincinnati in the first half. Like he got the benefit of the doubt, and I think it was just because we hoped he could be that good. So maybe we hope Raiola's so good that we just let him roll. We don't question every move that he makes. I don't know. We're probably not, but it was worth it.
Yeah,
there's not a chance with this fan base, honestly. But
yeah, I'm still concerned about the running backs this year. I don't think they played bad. Like I don't think any of them played particularly bad, but none of them. Like I mean, we got a lot of Joes out there.
Yeah, so let's get into it. Let's get into that portion of the game.
I'm not going to put it on the running backs that much, though, if I'm being completely honest. Watching the offensive line when we ran the ball, we had zero push on the offensive line. That was the only thing that I really walked away from the game, like, actually concerned about, was the offensive line play.
That is true. They looked a little lazy.
That was fairly concerning. That was probably my biggest takeaway from the game. And in pass protection, they looked great. Beck wasn't touched all game. Wasn't close to touch, really. Beck also showed off some mobility. Was actually beautiful to see too because I didn't think he had it like that.
No, I didn't either.
That didn't look goofy either. Like that was smooth.
When he ran that touchdown, I tweeted, "Was that Stet the Jet?" Because it literally looked like one of his little juke moves on the goal line.
He looks a little skinnier. I don't know. He's way more athletic than I thought. So that's great to see because I thought that was an aspect of the game that we would not have this year, and he was willing to do it too. Mm-hmm. Anyway, back to the offensive line. Yeah, my benchmark in games like this is 200 yards rushing. We did not hit that. We really didn't come close. 159. You have to just maul people up front when you're that much better than them. Like that's how the game turns from looking like a breeze to looking like we're playing slow and struggling. Is when you have the first 3 balls you hand off of the game, you get 6 or 7 yards, and you're just pushing them downfield over and over and over and over. Like that's what separates teams when they play these games like this, and that's usually what we do. But today we did not do it, and it seems like every year our offensive line starts off like a little bit shaky, which is probably to be expected because that's the position that you probably need the most unity and the most reps together. So I'm not worried about the offensive line. I'm gonna put that out there. It was not a great performance in them run blocking, but I'm pretty confident they're gonna be better. Running backs though, yeah, Milton, I thought he looked fine. Roderick Robinson is going to be really good. Like he's one of the guys that I look at and I'm like, okay, he could actually be a game breaker.
Yeah, he's a little slow, but God, he is a tank.
Yeah, I mean, he had 8 carries for 50 yards, 6.3 average. That's that plays, and he runs hard, like you said. If he gets we can start getting some push up front, he could be the guy that is on the death march for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really, I'll hit on Arian Smith. I thought everything was fine there. Delp looked good. Bowers looked good. I don't have anything to say about any of the tight ends. I'd like to get Lucky back sooner rather than later. This was a game I kind of thought he would have a big game with, but
Bowers look really good as always.
Bowers is unbelievable.
Come on
He's
now.
unbelievable. Unbelievable.
He's so good.
The stuff that he does on the football field is honestly stuff that we've never really seen. Like the dude, if Bobo really wants to like calm the fans down early in the game, just give him the ball in space and let him get 15, 20 yards because he's going to do it. And then you know just for giggles and farts, you give him a rushing touchdown to start the year off. Like he's so special, man. I'm going to miss the heck out of him when he's gone this year. Like I just want him to touch the ball so many times throughout the game just to see him because I know this is the last year we get to see him in red and black. But he's the man.
Yeah. I will say I was a little shocked. CJ Smith got a lot more burn than I thought he would be. He looked good.
CJ Smith looks good out
really
there.
Good.
He looks big. I like him a lot. So.
He looks really good. Muse is going to be a very exciting piece of our offense because when he touches the ball, it's a potential house call every time. He's
got some burners for sure.
He is so fast. He's going to return a big punt for us this year. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be freaking awesome. Yeah, let's go receivers. Let's talk about receivers as a whole. The biggest takeaway I have is Dominic Lovett needs a helmet that fits.
Yep.
That thing did not stay on at any point in the ballgame.
No, he's gonna have to be a little better. I expect definitely a little more from him this week, but I'm still not worried about it yet. This, like we said, like I said this going into the week, like it's a new offensive coordinator, it's a new quarterback. Like a lot of things have changed, a lot of turnover, and it's gonna take us a second to get settled into it. And it's game one, so we've got 4 games to get real settled in before we go on the road to Auburn. And, South Carolina, I don't think they're that good. They didn't have a great showing week 1. So, I don't know. These first 4 games are a good time to get, together, get aligned and everything like that. And then, we'll be looking like the national championship team that we are.
I think
one thing, real quick, before we move on from receivers too, I don't know if y'all noticed, but Marcus Rosemy-Jacksaint was – I think we could call that a silent suspension, maybe.
Yeah, it was. It was kind of noted that he wasn't dressing for his reckless driving stuff. Like we're missing 2 of our starting receivers, Ladd McConkey
didn't play
and Marcus Rosemy-Jacksaint. We're also missing Dejon Edwards. Like, there's guys that have been a part of national championships that are going to be back. But it was also fun seeing who our 2-minute drive running back is going to be. Cash Jones. That's kind of awesome, and he looked really good. like he's a really good receiver out of the backfield. He makes people miss. He runs hard. So I'm cool with it, man. Like ride it. Give these guys that work hard and are capable of doing it. Give them the opportunity. Just heck fire.
Yep.
But yeah, that's about all I got. We got to see Rauer make a big play.
Dylan Bell looked pretty good.
Dylan Bell looks good. Yeah, like that's the thing about this offense. Like we're going to spread the ball out, and I feel like when you check the box scores in big games, like it's going to be Bowers at the top. You're going to have Lovett and Rauer up there. Ladd's obviously going to be there. Like those 4 guys will be at the top pretty much every time. And then, from there, who knows? You just never know who's going to hit with this offense. There's just so many people here. So I love it. I mean, I think we got weapons that were there on display. And I think the offense is going to just click each week more and more. So I have nothing really big concerning the offense as we move forward.
Yeah, me too. I'm in the same boat. I'm not really concerned. In a game where you put up 48 and 559 total yards, it's really like kind of tough to be super concerned about your offense, if I'm being completely honest. So we did have some times where we stalled in the first half for sure. Like I think the biggest times where our offense stalled were just like on negative run plays where we were getting no push. And it'd be on first down, you'd run the ball for -2 yards, and then it felt like the drive was already dead. So
that hurts. Because you're not going to do anything special to get it back in this game either. Like it's going to be very basic stuff. So playing behind the chains isn't really what you want in a game like this.
Yeah, so I think that was really all it was. Those first down plays that didn't work out, or I think those really set us back, and we went 3 and out a couple times with those and made our offense not look that good. But I think we're fine. Not worried.
As we move forward to the defense, I don't know what really to say about these guys. Like they're just going to churn out zeros. We played like the most basic packages ever. I mean, there was hardly any blitzes, if any, and we should pretty much shut them out. Like they scored on backups. It's pretty like impressive what we're doing at this point. One guy, it was funny. Like I completely forgot about like Dan Jackson's back. Like that's some safety depth for us. He's a really good player. He literally started on the best defense of all time. So
Tennessee is going to be scared to play him now. They last year they were all giddy that he wasn't playing anymore.
Oh yeah, when he got hurt, yeah,
they're going to be real. They're going to be sad to know that he's back.
I forgot about that. I forgot about him as a player. It's the Shaq meme. Sorry, I'm not familiar with your game, but Dan Jackson's back and he's a tackle machine. Dude. You just got a nose for the ball. Malachi Starks, we knew what he had in coverage. He's literally turned into Lewis Cine in the box as well.
Dude, he has. That's exactly what I was about to say. Dude, last year all we did was talk about how like he wasn't as physical as he needed to be. Like, maybe that's where he had some room to grow. This year he's definitely going to be more physical for sure. He was flying to the ball.
This will be my favorite safety combo probably for the rest of my life. Javon Bullard and Malachi Starks.
This is going to be such a great.
That's about as good as it gets.
They're so nasty. They're so good.
They're out to take your soul. They really are. And that's really all you can ask for. Like Bullard doesn't get pumped up until he absolutely clobbers somebody. No, when he came up and hit somebody in the backfield and started just losing his mind, like I was like, all right, he's ready to play. But yeah, Starks is just filling every single gap from that back position, and like that's what we need because Chris Smith has always done that for us. Lewis Cine was always doing that for us. So we needed somebody like him to step up and do that because Chris Smith was unbelievable at it, and it looks like Starks are ready to do it.
Yeah, I think like I said, I brought it up earlier, but Michael Williams is so good. Somebody that I follow that does a lot of draft stuff, he's like not a Georgia fan, and he was like, "This kid's built like Myles Garrett," and I was like, "Yeah, I kind of see it. Like he's not as like naturally just like chiseled because Myles Garrett literally looks like he was built in a lab, but he's got that kind of frame."
Yeah, he's special. He only sack of the game, obviously. What I thought was really interesting was the passing down package that we put in. Darius, Michael Williams, Jordan Hall, and Jalen Walker. Probably,
I like that.
Yeah, those are arguably four of our best pass rushers right there. Jordan Hall looks big, wearing number 44. I love that. Jalen Walker can fly, and he's so long. He kind of got that sack. Like when you go back and watch the video, he's the one who beat the tackle and flushed the quarterback right into Michael, and him and Jordan stunted. So like that was probably the most like non-basic package we put in and play we put in right there was stunting those tackles. And yeah, we got the sack off of it. So that just kind of shows you like if when we dial stuff up, we're going to get pressure. They got the quarterback fast too.
Yeah, that guy didn't even their quarterback. He was not even making reads. He literally got the snap. He looked up, and it was already time to like evacuate.
Not the player I really want to compare Jalen Walker to, but I feel like they've kind of got the same vibe on the football field. Hopefully not off the football field. Is Adam Anderson, but just speed quick off the edge. But
yeah, he was good. We could use that. Yeah, because we need that pass rush. And so, like, to put in, like, a pass rush package I thought was cool to see. And I'm actually excited about that group because that is a very fast physical group. I think Darius Smith might be one of the most overlooked guys on our defense because he has all the makings of being really good.
I thought our DBs played really well. They didn't really complete – they had a first-year quarterback playing out there. He definitely was not comfortable out there, obviously. But – they didn't complete many passes that were, down the field at all. And, it was mostly just checkdowns and stuff. So,
yeah. And Everett got the start. We were kind of lied to. We thought Humphrey was going to get that start. Everett, I thought it was weird that Humphrey was rumored to get it because every time last year we brought in the next corner, it was Dalen Everett every single time. Mm-hmm. So, he's a guy we flipped from Clemson. So that automatically makes me higher on him. And from every indication, he's like just one of those dudes you want to get on the field back because the way he goes about his business, and those are the guys that usually turn to be successful in this defense. So I thought he played really well. He targeted him a few times. That PI was Bush League. I didn't think it was PI. Yeah, I thought it was good coverage.
Yeah,
and while we're on it, since we respect special teams on this show, at least I do. Peyton Woodring was pretty good too.
We need a kicker, man. We've been blessed with kickers, really. Like
our whole lives, we've been kind of blessed.
Yes. So carry on the tradition, baby. Just knock down the easy ones. We're not asking you to kick a bunch of 50-yarders, but if you can be automatic from 20 to 30, 20 to 40, I mean, you're good with me.
But it'd be nice to make 50-yarders every now and then too. Yeah.
No doubt. Anything else? Any big picture things in this game moving forward?
No, not really. Another weekends, Brett Thorson obviously looked great again. He's probably the best punter in America.
Yeah,
the UT Martin punter, though, was really freaking good. He kept freaking booting it. I was like, dude, bro.
Yeah, I didn't want to see Brett Thorson on the field, but when he's out there, he was good.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think we'll see a much more motivated offensive line come this Saturday. That's my prediction.
I think we will, too.
Saturday. We'll get into the predictions next show, but that – I'll go ahead and get out in front of that one. It's going to be a different offensive line.
It's going to be
there's going to be some reaming done this week in the Butts-Mehre. The Butts-Mehre building.
That film session today was probably not a fun one to be in.
No. I mean, dude, but like it's first game, like you got to come out pumped up, but like motivation is probably difficult when you play on a back-to-back national championship team and you're opening up with UT Martin, no disrespect, but it is what it is. That's just human nature, is what it is.
Yeah,
chalk it up to human nature.
Yeah, I mean, like people been slobbing off Bama, whatever they look, people thinking they look good week 1 or whatever, but they got a lot to get up for. And they've had everyone telling them that they, aren't the same team anymore. The dynasty's dead. Nick Saban's pissed off apparently, so they got a lot to play for.
Yeah. I guess so.
I was wondering where you were going with that.
Yeah, me too. All right, week 1 as a whole, we can kind of get into that. Week 1, honestly, was nothing special. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, it was fun. It was just fun because we had college football back on the screen. In terms of, like, we got to be better scheduling week 1. Like, we got to have some better matchups. You gotta find a way to do that. They got lucky that Colorado TCU was a classic, because it wasn't supposed to be. And, Colorado just made it happen is really what it boils down to. But there's got to be some better matchups. And we had LSU Florida State the next night, but, like, give me one on Saturday. I want one on every time slot.
Yeah.
Like, every time slot I want one. That middle slot was atrocious. There was nothing.
Yeah.
The game, we're recording this on Monday night, but the game tonight is about to turn this week around a little bit because Duke is about to beat Clemson outright tonight, rather than it's about to go off. So,
yeah, we'll see about that. But let's talk about some week 1 stuff. There's some big storylines, and I hit on it earlier, but I don't know how you start anywhere but in Boulder.
Yeah. It was in TCU, but
nobody's talking about TCU.
I know, but that's where the game was, is what I'm saying.
I'm fully aware. But the story is in Boulder. Colorado, we might look back on this game and be like, TCU really sold this. Like, this was a chance for them just to win a game because Colorado's not that great. But who knows? I mean, they're at this point in time, I tweeted it out. You can say whatever you want about Deion. I think the majority of people like Deion, especially from our neck of the woods. I mean, he's a Falcons legend. But Deion talks a lot. He says a lot of things that maybe turn people off. But then I don't know how you can get mad at the guy when all he does is go out there and back up everything that he says. Literally everything that he says. And they went into TCU, who, they lost. TCU lost everybody. I don't think they're going to be very good. But still, they're they won the national championship last year. You're 20-point dogs. You go in there and you whip them, really. Like, they won the game. And they put on an absolute show. Shadir Sanders was throwing dimes. Travis Hunter was just proved that he's a top 10 player in college football right off the rip. Like, you can't play that many snaps in a big game like that, do what he did, and not be considered in that zone. And they have a lot of talent, man. And they, I don't think they're going to fight for bowl eligibility still, but, like, they're a good team. They're a good team, especially coming off a team that won one game last year.
I was shocked. They were really well coached, like, especially with how fast their offense goes. Like, not a lot of bad penalties or anything. And I'm not taking away from them, but oh my gosh, TCU was bad. Like, they cannot tackle. They don't tackle. They're running that 3-3-5, man. That is a soft defense. I will never like a
I hate that defense. Hate it.
I think TCU is going to be really bad. And I thought they did well in the portal. I thought Chandler Morris was going to be better than he was. Yeah,
I mean,
it's not going to be a good year at TCU.
they really could have won the game. I mean, he threw 2 picks in the red zone. Like, they should have won the game. Let's put it that way. But, I was listening to Brandon Walker say something about it today, and he's like, listen, we watched TCU do this for freaking 12 games last year.
Yeah,
Just-
they barely
just good
yeah.
enough. And they were lucky that the Big 12 was not good last year. There was not much talent there. And now you're playing a team like Colorado who kind of thriving off emotion right now, and you let them hang around for that long, like, yeah, they're just going to go ahead and beat you. Like,
I hate that you told me Brandon Walker said that because it's a really good point.
it is. It is a good point. Yeah, he don't have many, but it's, like TCU, they fought with fire all year last year. It ended up coming out somehow unburned. And then, this year it's over early, so we don't really have to worry about it anymore.
I would like to apologize to Colorado for saying that they would get a biblical ass whooping.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm not apologizing to quote unquote Colorado fans.
They what's crazy though is Colorado could be like, especially going into next year if they build some momentum, like they're going to be one of the biggest college football stories that we've had in forever. Because there's going to be an influx of talent head that way. Even after this year, he's going to recruit well. Like, imagine Deion Sanders walking in your living room and putting his recruiting pitch on. Like, I bet it's surgical.
I bet it is too. Like
he can talk to a doorpost. Like, that dude can talk to anything. And
he's freaking prime time, baby.
you don't like there's not much you have to say when you're him. Like, all right, hey, you're a good athlete. You want to play in the NFL? I did it. I'm a Hall of Famer. Let's go. Okay, yeah, you're right. And what's crazy, though, about Travis Hunter is insane, actually. Like, yeah, there's been a lot of good two-way guys. You think about Champ. We've had one, Champ Bailey. Deion himself was two-way. Travis Hunter was the best player on both sides of the ball.
I don't know how he played as many snaps.
That we've never seen. Wehe played
like 120 snaps. I don't know how.
Like, hey, Boykin
I
played
thought it was
both ways.
140. Was it not?
Something like that.
Regardless, that's unsustainable for the full year. I don't care what you say. Like, they're going to have to taper off on that because there's just no way you can sustain that all year. But, like, even Brandon Boykin played both ways sometimes, but it was just like a gadget role. Like, Champ Bailey was, kind of – he's playing here to catch his pass. Like, he's not a go-to receiver. He's not the number one option. Travis Hunter was the number one receiver in the best corner. Like, I don't.
Yeah. He had an interception like 111 yards and a touchdown. That's crazy.
That interception was stupid.
And like 3 pass breakups.
They kept throwing at him.
I don't know why.
At him.
Honestly,
I guess they're like, you know what? He's tired. Let's just keep throwing at him. He wasn't tired. He was not tired.
If I was a college football conspiracy theorist, if I was any kind of conspiracy theorist, I would say that game was completely scripted. But I don't think
like it. They kept going at
I don't think that it was by any means. But I could see where a conspiracy theorist would go that route for sure.
I mean, Colorado, they're going to be fun to watch, dude. And that USC game, if Colorado beats Nebraska, that USC game is going to be like one of the most hyped up games we've seen in a long time.
Yeah,
it really is. Just based off
speaking of a fan base that's just been talking way too much. Oh my god,
they're morons. USC fans.
They do not understand.
They're not the same reality as anyone else.
They're not.
They're going to
live on the same planet.
From Utah in like 3 months and be like, I don't know how this happened.
Yeah, I want to play. I want to play them so bad. They're not to be taken seriously at all.
No.
A team that is to be taken seriously is Florida State.
They're pretty good.
They're
really good.
I'm comfortable in saying this. They're going to be the best offense in the country. They have too many weapons, dude. Like, way too many weapons. Like, I don't know how some teams that really needed some wide receiver help let Keon Coleman slip to them when he left Michigan State because he was nasty there last year. Speaking of Michigan State, they had Jaden Reed last year and Keon Coleman and stunk.
Yeah.
Mel Tucker, welcome back to Athens soon.
That's what I was going to say.
You will not
have
have
now
a
a defensive analyst. Welcome.
Yeah, you can come back to Athens. You cannot be a head coach. I don't know how that happened. I don't know how you have Jaden Reed and Keon Coleman and can't score in the Big Ten. That's insane.
And Peyton Thorne, I mean, he's decent. He's not great.
Awful. He's starting for Auburn this year. So.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about Michigan State anymore, but that I had to be thrown in there. Florida State is really freaking good. Jaheim Bell is good. Johnny Wilson is good. He didn't even play that good, but he's good. Jordan Travis extends plays like as good as anybody I've seen in college football. He made some bad throws early in the game, but then all of a sudden he just dialed it
He
in.
extends plays like a guy who could win the Heisman.
Honestly.
He does.
He like that team is going to be really good. Like Jared Verse is a monster. And listen, I'm still in the camp that LSU's pretty good. That score got out of hand, but like when you think about how it got out of hand, it kind of makes sense. Number one, you had the drop.
They laid down.
The drop on third down just seems like it deflated everything. They're in Florida State territory, tie game with a chance to take the lead. 17-17. Third down, hits the guy right in the chest. He drops it. They punt. FSU marches down the field, scores, and you have the interception, and FSU scores on that. And then it's a 2-touchdown game, and you're scrambling. So, like, it got out of hand. The score's not near as bad as the game was. It was a really freaking good game through three quarters. And LSU has a good pass rush. I'm not sure Harold Perkins played, but the rest of the pass rush was really good. Everybody's harping on Jayden Daniels. He's the wrong guy. Like, I thought he played fine, personally speaking.
Yeah, he didn't look that bad to me. I thought the way that I looked at this game was like it felt like in the first half LSU made a lot of mistakes and like kind of got away with them, and then in the second half they kept making mistakes and FSU capitalized on it.
Dude, that's why and I think all three of us were in the same boat. I kept taking LSU live because Florida State should have been up by a lot in the first half because LSU just kept trying to give them the game. Florida State wasn't. So I'm like, okay, LSU's going to clean this crap up, and they're going to just beat the crap out of them in the second half.
It was what I was texting y'all. I was like, dude, they're about 1 for 8 on touchdowns for plays inside the one. Like, yeah,
it's terrible.
I that's my most old man opinion, and I don't care. I'll stick by it. Stop running the ball at a shotgun on the goal line. Line up and push somebody.
Agreed. Yeah, but Florida State's they're for real, and I had that opinion coming into the year, but then everybody was on them, so I got scared off. But they're legit, man.
They're pretty good.
We'll see what
we're going to find out if they're better in Clemson. Yeah, I was just about to say.
Yeah, because they're pretty.
Well, another team from the ACC that I kind of want to buy some stock in right now, especially I don't know UNC. Dude,
don't do this.
I want to be a little different. I want there to be somebody in the mix in the ACC.
South Carolina's just not as good as everybody made.
Yeah, we told y'all when we previewed that.
I don't think South Carolina. I don't think South Carolina's that good. Is the thing. I don't. But I think
there's no thinking about it. That offensive line is going to get Rattler killed. It's awful.
I know. But I don't know, dude. UNC, I think Drake May's good enough to win them a lot of football games, is what I'll say. I put a Heisman future on Drake May yesterday. So
I don't think anybody's questioning Drake May, but North Carolina, let's talk about that as a whole. The SEC, like we're getting chirped right now as a conference, SEC loses, blah, blah. I don't care. I love seeing like South Carolina losing is funny to me. LSU
Florida losing is really funny.
Florida, yeah, I forgot that game happened week 1, but yeah, screw Florida. Like they can lose every game for all I care. People are like tagging us and being like SEC 0-3. What you got on that? Well, we weren't one of them, Hoss, and I don't care.
Come play the Dogs, all right? Come play us one time and see if you're still
while we're mentioning Clemson, though, DJ Uiagalelei and the Oregon State Beavers. I was a little early on last year.
I like Oregon State, man.
I was heavy on Oregon State last year. If you watched the show, I was always handing out Oregon State, and DJ looked really good yesterday.
That's actually where I was going to my next point. The last point I had of week 1 is the Pac-12 is pretty good.
Yep.
The Pac-12 might be like the most competitive conference as a whole.
I've been saying that. I said they got 5 potential playoff teams.
I don't think it's like last year. It was kind of like we always said that about the Big 12, like it's the most competitive conference, but it was more so like nobody was a lot better than everybody else. In this conference, I think there's a lot of really good teams, and that's what makes it competitive. It's not the same thing as the Big 12 last year.
Yeah,
I think Oregon's really good. Washington was really good in week 1. USC is who they are. I don't know how,
Well, college football kind of rolls. It like the quarterback play is what dominates college football, and the Pac-12 has the best quarterbacks. It's like there's no debating that. You can debate a wall. You have Caleb Williams, you have Shedeur Sanders, you have Bo Nix, you have Michael Penix, you have DJ, you have I'm missing somebody big.
Caleb Williams. Did you say Caleb Williams?
I said Caleb Williams. Dante Moore looked freaking good for UCLA.
Shadur Sanders.
I said Shadur Sanders. Cam Rising when he's healthy. Like that.
Oh, you talk about? Do you say Cam Ward? Cam Ward had a big game.
Cam Ward, yeah, like he was a little slow to get going last year, but he's going to be good. Yeah, they have the best quarterbacks in the country.
Yeah, I don't think that's
the Arizona State guy. Is he a freshman?
Oh yeah, Jaden Rashada. The one
He actually is not that bad either. He looked pretty good too.
Yeah, suck at Florida. Hurts,
Penn State looks for real too. My Penn State. I'm feeling good about my Penn State
good.
picks.
Penn State's good. There's a lot of teams that I think are good that we'll end up talking about next week because next week's slate's loaded. But like that Texas A&M Miami game, like
that's going to tell me a lot
because A&M looks different. I told y'all.
The line for that game is scaring me a little bit. I did kind of go into that being like I want to take A&M, but I thought they would be a little more favored than they are.
Really?
Yeah, I kind of did.
The opposite. I had the opposite.
Really?
They're close to a touchdown favorite, aren't they?
They're only four.
It opened up at 6. So I don't know. We'll see. I think both those teams are good. So I think it should be a close line. Anyway, that's about all. What's the recap on gambling last week? I had Duke in mind, so
I think I went over 4.
Yeah,
I think I went for 6.
You did,
but I did hand out Wyoming, and Wyoming beat Texas Tech preseason.
Yeah, big time.
You did.
I've washed my hands of being a complete loser.
I went 3-1. I started out good this week.
Before next show, we have to have a punishment. By the way,
Yeah,
Okay.
this week we have to think of something.
Let's think of one.
I'm pretty sure I'm 1-2 right now. The Michigan under was.
You are.
I should have just put every dollar I had on that. I don't know how it was that high. Wasn't close. And then I have Duke tonight, so I could have another even slate. So as a podcast, we felt like we did awful, but we actually didn't do that bad. So we're gonna start. We're gonna turn the tides. This week is the week. This is the good week. This is the week.
If Hawaii had any pride at all, they would have won, but they don't. So they lost.
I did see like the closing line value, like all the smart bets just got absolutely crushed this week.
Yeah, I'm done
bad.
with Hawaii now forever. I won't bet on them another college
they're
football
not
game
to be
this
taken
year.
seriously.
I thought for a second that quarterback could at least let him win at home every now and then because he was just dropping nukes all over the field versus Vanderbilt, but he couldn't complete a pass to start the game versus Stanford. So,
it's just nice to have this discourse, fellas. It really is.
it really is, dude.
Hold on. We got to give one shout out before we go. That San Jose State, Oregon State over might have been the greatest cover of my life. I come in, I just thrown 5 innings. I come in, the game is on, and I look up there, and it's 35-10. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, there was like 10 minutes left.
And Oregon State had just gotten the ball back. Oregon State had just gotten the ball back, and then so we're texting the group message. I'm like, we got to score now, like now. And they do. They go like they put the backups in, so they're trying to score, which is a great thing that college football has come to. Like it's no longer even Georgia does it. Kirby Smart. It's no longer put the backups in and then just run the ball and take a knee. Like you're trying to score with the backups. Like you got to get them reps. Great thing for the overs across college football. Shout out to all the coaches who bought in on that. And so they score quick. San Jose State brings their backup quarterback in. What was his name?
Butterfield,
dude. Butterfield comes in and he throws 3 of the worst passes I've ever seen to start off. They're throwing the ball like 3 yards. There's 2 minutes left and they're down at 100. I'm like, what do y'all have to lose? Let this guy let it eat. And sure enough, he starts dropping bombs, dude, and they're darts.
The one that got him in range to score a touchdown was a freaking
the touchdown was an NFL throw, dude. In between the safeties, over the linebackers.
I think he was like a 5-star at Oregon. Like I'm pretty sure he was a really high ranked recruit because I remember seeing his name and I was like, I know this guy's name, and then they said he was from Oregon.
He looked lost as an Easter egg, and then all of a sudden he just like came out of his cocoon and started throwing darts. And he hit the over with 4 seconds left. It was unbelievable. Shout out LSU.
He was the number 11 ranked quarterback in 2020.
Okay, yeah, I can see it. He showed it. They need to start him now, and he could transfer somewhere big next year because that was a freaking big league throw.
Display from freaking Butterfield.
Butterfield, a 20-yard over the linebacker in between the safety for the cover. You can't. That stuff legends are made. He's a Hall of Famer in my book. But anyway, that's the show. That's what our recap shows will look like most Mondays. We'll hit the dogs for the first half and then kind of the week 1 as a whole. If you've made it this far, please subscribe to the video or subscribe to the channel. Like this video. It takes 2 seconds. We've had an increase in subscribers. We appreciate you guys. Y'all are awesome. It's been good. We just started and we're rolling. So we're gonna try to do 2 shows a week. It's hard right now while I'm still playing. We have to do a late night show this week, but we only have a couple more weeks and we're done. So should get back on schedule. We'll do some live shows when I'm done.
I was gonna say once you get done, live shows probably most Sunday nights is when we try to do them. So
yeah, the recap. Yeah, it'll be awesome, man. It's getting cranked up. It felt good to have it on TV, and this week is huge. So we'll be back for the preview of it all later on in the week. Let's go, Dogs.